What's good everyone, it's Adam from MIDI. Welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm going to show you a producer hack that you got to have in your toolkit. So the website you're going to want to make note of right now is basicpitch.spotify.com. This is a website that allows you just to upload your audio and it will convert that over to MIDI really easily with really very minimal effort on your part. Now it's not perfect. Anytime you're working with a audio to MIDI converter, it is not perfect. You're gonna have to do some manual labor to it, but it definitely gets you about 80% of the way there if the pitch and the sounds used in your loop are clear. So right here is Basic Pitch. It is by Spotify. This is sort of a project that they're doing on the side. Basic Pitch is a free audio to MIDI converter with pitch bend detection built by Spotify. So what we're gonna do now in Logic, I have this melody over here and I wanna convert it over to audio. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to do that. All right, so let's say I want to take that and convert it to MIDI just so I figure out what the notes are. Maybe I want to change the instrument. I want to add something on top of it, or just find out what the bass pattern is to put my 808s underneath it. So I'll go to basicpitch.spotify.com and then go ahead and drag that loop into the software right over here. It'll do its thing. And if you scroll down, there is the MIDI right there. So if we go ahead and test that out and play it. So like I said at the beginning, it's not perfect. It gets you 80% of the way there. If your loop is sort of a more simple melody, this will pick it up and detect it a whole lot better. This loop is sort of medium complex, so it's not going to be exact. If you go ahead here and go to show MIDI adjustments, you can go ahead and adjust what the algorithm is going to do to that audio and how it's going to convert it to MIDI. So we can go ahead and say, like, if we want more notes in it, we can go ahead and bring that down. And then you're just gonna get like a crazy amount of notes that are not even in the scale. All right, so you wanna keep that a little bit up. You can also go ahead and determine if you want to sort of reject some of the lower frequencies in the pattern. Let's say there's a bass pattern and you don't want it in there. You can go ahead and reject that by just sliding up this slide with the minimum pitch and the maximum pitch. But I'm gonna leave everything for now in there. And on the bottom over here, I highly recommend this, your MIDI file tempo when you go ahead and download it. Make sure you set it to the tempo of the loop. So this loop is 146 beats per minute. So we're gonna go ahead and change this over to 146. And we'll just leave it at that. We can go and adjust the note length if we like, but we'll just leave it at its default settings. And we're gonna go ahead and download MIDI. All right, so now here we are in Logic. I'm gonna go ahead and bring that MIDI file in. So the first thing I like to do is usually Command A all of it and just quantize it so it's on the grid. And then you want to go ahead and listen to the region playback and take out some of the notes that you don't need. Like for example, I can already see these ones are not needed because they're way too high. Nothing like that is in the original sample. And then you can go ahead and note by note and figure out if it needs to be there or not. Now, I'm not going to do that here, but just a general representation of what you can do with your audio loops if you want to convert it to MIDI. We can go now and change this pattern to any instrument that we want. So let's say we want to go to a synthesizer, or put it to a lead. Not perfect, but we can definitely go into this MIDI region and start to go play around with it to make it more the way we want it to sound. Definitely a lot easier than going note by note and figuring out what that pattern is. And at the end of the day, this is free, so if it doesn't work, it is a free solution to convert audio to MIDI. So definitely a tool to have in your back pocket if you want to figure out the MIDI to that audio loop that you're working on right now. If you do have any questions on this or just want to chat, let's go and talk in the comment section below. As usual, thanks for watching. If you did like this video, learn something new, definitely drop a like. It does help out the channel. And as usual, we'll catch you on the next one. Later. Peace.